Hello, and welcome to my professional teaching standards presentation. I'm Marybeth Abbadessa, and today we're going to talk about two professional teaching standards. One is called InTask, or the Interstate Teacher Assessment and Support Consortium, or a Specialized Professional Association, SPA, and in my case, it's going to be the National Council for Social Studies. Our objectives today are to compare InTask standards and the SPA standards, and why it makes sense to take advantage of both for new and experienced teachers. We're also going to look at how do these standards address collaboration and data-driven assessments. And then within InTask, how are teachers expected to improve and advance their profession? Professional teaching standards. Again, we have the Interstate New Teachers Assessment and Support Consortium, referred to as InTask, and Specialized Professional Association, referred to as SPA. InTask was created in 1992 to model core teaching standards for initial licensure and advanced teacher education. The goal of InTask was to support new teachers and raise the level of learning in the U.S. InTask consists of 10 standards that a teacher should aspire to meet during their career. Specialized Professional Association, or SPA, are national organizations for teachers that center on a particular field of study. In my case, that is the National Council for Social Studies National Standards, NCSS, which works to prepare you to teach social studies in the real life setting. The mission of NCSS is to professionalize the field of social studies and teachers by outlining characteristics of quality preparation. Combining forces for teaching excellence. InTask and SPA are two things that are both used to advance teaching and increase the level of learning for students. InTask deals with 10 standards, such as subject matter, diverse learners, and instructional strategies. These standards help prepare a teacher for the classroom. They require the teacher to know the subject matter, adapt to different learners, and be knowledgeable about the strategies needed for individualized learning. These standards describe effective teaching that leads to effective learning, and that is from information on social studies. SPA, or NCSS, uses a framework that combines college, career, and civic life. They call it the C3, and it's used to prepare students for the future. And then in that C3 framework, teachers must know their subject matters, they must know their students, and they must create a place for them to thrive. There are 5 core competencies for social studies teachers: content knowledge, application of content through planning, design and implementation of instruction, and assessment, social studies learners and learning, and professional responsibility and informed action. Theme 1, why it matters. InTask focuses on preparing a teacher to use a multitude of resources to increase student learning. SPA, or the National Council for Social Studies, focuses on using social studies as a way to equip teachers to create responsible citizens. InTask and NCSS work together for teacher and student success. InTask works to improve the teacher support, all the while increasing learning. TASK provides the teacher with standards that combine learning application of knowledge and skills to real-world problems. NCSS takes the standards of tasks and then applies them directly to the study of social studies. And the whole at NCSS is to create a democratic dialogue in a safe space. NCSS uses their standards to mold an ambitious teacher who know their students, their lives, and believes that their student is more capable than either the student or society believes them to be. Theme 2, why it matters. It matters a lot because while InTask is teaching us how to be a teacher in the general classroom with strategies, NCSS is teaching us how important it is when you become a social studies teacher. And the heavy burden that brings with it, that you should know knowledge and that you really need to reach the kids and be able to have an open dialogue, and thus creating citizens in a democratic society. So all educators need to be effective in the classroom. And you use your dispositions, then you use your InTask, and you use the NCS standards to do that. Learning to teach ambitiously in teacher education programs will allow future social studies teachers to face enduring and unknown challenges of education in ways that generate powerful experience for social studies learners. And that's from the National Council for Social Studies 2018. Collaboration. How does InTask and SPA practice collaboration? In InTask Standard 10, remember there are 10 standards. Standard 10 is collaboration. Standard 10 requires teachers to communicate and interact with families, colleagues, and community to support students' learning and their well-being. One of the ways collaboration works within InTask is pairing a new teacher with a mentor who's experienced in collaboration. SPA, or the NCSS Core Competency Standard 4, is for social studies learners and learning. Teachers build instruction and assessments around students' individuality and learning ability. Acknowledging these facts enhance sharing and community building in the classroom and the community at large. How does InTask and SPA or NCSS use data-driven decision-making? InTask, that's Standard 8 assessment. And the teacher uses and understands assessments for the development of the learner. One way they use assessment is teachers evaluate their tests using Standard 8 and make necessary changes. In SPA, within the C3 framework, they calls for an assessment using cognition, observation, and interpretation. Social studies teachers must develop the capacity to use multiple forms of assessments. Social study teachers need interpretive skills for both assessments and data literacy. InTask and professional expectations. For InTask, improving practice. Standards 7 and 8, planning for instruction and instructional strategies. Teachers use their attributes and dispositions to build communication, collaboration, critical thinking, to explore ideas and solve problems, all while building literacy and thinking skills. The profession is advanced, the study of social studies is advanced by using Standard 9 and 10, professional learning and ethical practice, and leadership and collaboration. Teachers seek additional professional learning and use evidence for self-evaluation, and the teacher is involved in leadership roles that increase student knowledge, all while being a good role model for their students of civic responsibility. Reflection. InTask standards are standards to increase teacher skill and increase learning. SPA, or NCSS, improves social studies learning and focuses on using positive teacher dispositions to increase student literacy and thinking skills related to society. InTask and SPA together provide necessary actions plan for a new teacher to become an extraordinary educator. Using these standards ready students to make a difference in a democratic society and an interconnected world. And that is my presentation on professional standards. Thank you.